Okay. I think I should be streaming by now. Let me just check the volume. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. Looks like I'm probably good to go. I don't know what's going on. Check this. Yeah, looks like I'm on. So I don't know what's the problem with my phone app. It's not coming through. Let's try it one more time. Alright, here it comes. Okay, can you hear me? Hello, hello. Okay. Sounds good. Alright. Let's do chat only. Okay. So I just put a message in chat. Let's Okay. This is Paul Smith. You're watching OWR Games. I'm playing through the first Assassin's Creed game. I'm back in... Where am I? I think it's Jerusalem. Is it Jerusalem? Where is this? Yeah, Jerusalem. So, I'm back in Jerusalem. This is, I'll say probably like Act 2 of this game. So, I'm gonna go in here and get my next contract.
Safety and peace, Malik.
Word that the city was possessed of
This
evil.
guy hates me.
Why do you trouble me today?
Al-Mualim has marked Majduddin for death. What can you tell me about him?
Salah ad-Din's absence has left the city without a proper leader, and Majduddin has appointed himself to play the part. Fear and intimidation get him what he wants. He has no true claim to the position.
That ends today.
You speak too readily. This is not some slaver we're discussing. He rules Jerusalem and is well protected because of it. I suggest you plan your attack carefully. Get to better know your prey.
With your help, I will. Where would you have me begin my search?
What's this? You're actually asking for my assistance instead of demanding it. I'm impressed.
Be out with it.
As you wish. Here's where I would look. First, to the southwest near the mosque. After that, head south of here. There are 2 locations that might interest you. The southernmost church is one, the other is in the streets, near a synagogue.
Thank you for your help, Dai.
Don't foul this, Altair.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go and get information about this next hit. Let's see. I'm not sure which district I'm supposed to be in because I didn't really listen to that. So let's just point in that direction. So yeah, I haven't been streaming my playthroughs where I go through and get all of the flags. That was the impetus for me to start playing this game. I wanted to go through and find all of the flags. Okay, so it's not that way. So let's move this way. So yeah, I got all of the King Richard flags in the kingdom, and so today, while I'm doing this, I'll finish off some of the flags in some of these little smaller areas of Jerusalem. We'll see how this stream goes, though. I really just want to use these streams as a way to play through the story. I'll be putting this... oh, I'm already here. Okay. So... there's gotta be some viewpoints for me to go.
My family's sick and dying. Could you spare a few coins?
I've done nothing wrong. Why are you doing this?
So let's see if we can
Stop this, please. You're hurting me.
On me already.
I will catch you. It's forbidden to use these. He's tiring himself. Get him.
Haystack or something. This is definitely one of my least favorite parts of the game, is having to run away. Work. Like, just let me play the damn game. This really doesn't add to my enjoyment at all. Okay. So that'll get him off my back for a little bit. I do need to still find some towers to check out what's going on here. What do you think, that church over there would be one? Mosque, maybe? Yeah, I guess. That hay thing right there.
Leave, peasant, before I make you.
Okay. That guy with an arrow is about to shoot me.
Leave, peasant, before I make you.
Okay, there you go. That's exactly what I needed to do. Okay, so let's see, which district? I'm in the poor district. So I'm gonna pull up my poor district map and see how many. It looks like there's only 34 flags here. So yeah, we could do some of that. I want to get these viewpoints under my belt as well.
Did you see that?
I'm so
Oh my
hungry.
God.
Just a little
The guy
money, I
jumped.
beg of you. I need food. I'm so hungry. Just a little money, I beg of you.
You got no
Please, sir,
money.
have any
In this game, I
money?
can't throw money at you.
No, you don't understand. I have
Part
nothing.
2.
King and his infidel army. They leave horrors in their wake. Al-Hadin rides to meet him, that these barbarous acts might be avenged. Pray that God, glorious and exalted is he, find favor with us, that he may grant us victory. Praise be Salahadin! He has found the strength to stand in defense of our great civilization. Make no mistake, it is our very existence we are fighting for.
So,
The infidel
yeah, I had a pretty good day today. Woke up pretty late.
push back.
Got a nice sleep. The baby slept through the night, so that was nice.
Consume the land, and thousands of lives are lost.
Woke up and went and got some pretty badass ramen. I've been
It's a tragedy, but I say
I bought a ramen.
die in service.
It's a magazine that they have in Japan. It's called Ramen Walker.
There is no
And what it is wherever you live, usually they have them for different parts of Japan. And so the ramen walker I had is for the Kansai area. And
there will be no stopping
I went and got some ramen today at this small little shop. And the ramen is yeah, really good. The shop advertised the ramen as Kyushu style ramen. I used to live in Kyushu, so yeah, it definitely appealed to my taste buds. Shoot me. Yeah, so the ramen hosomen, so thin noodles, and according to the book, the ramen soup is boiled or souped for 20 hours. So yeah, it had a really thick, nice flavor to it. The ramen itself had thin noodles. It was a tonkotsu base, which is pork bone. So the magazine said that they boiled the bones in the soup for 20 hours or so, and it was like pig's feet, and I think it said pig's head as well. So the flavor was really on point. Inside the ramen, it came with what are the black? It's this black stuff that's in ramen. I forget the name of it. It's a kind of... Somebody's told me seaweed, but somebody's also told me mushroom. I think it's a mushroom myself. I forget the name of it though. But yeah, it's good stuff. And then it also had big, thick pieces of pork belly. So basically the same meat that bacon's made out of. but the stuff was stewing in the ramen broth for I don't know how long, but it was just melt in your mouth. It was so good. And just kill him. Easier than fucking dealing with him. Had a bunch of green onions and then some spicy mentaiko. Mentaiko is a kind of fish eggs that they eat in Japan, and the spicy version is famous in Fukuoka. So yeah, it was really good ramen. And yeah, ever since we had the baby, my wife and I have been a little short on funds, and haven't really been able to do much. So yeah, I had a little extra money, so decided to go out and treat ourselves to some ramen.
I'll have your hand for that.
Which I was very happy to do. Let's see. Is this the thing I'm supposed to jump off? I guess so. Yeah, so we did that, and then came back home and played Overwatch for a little bit with my nephew, and still surprised how amazing that game is, and how it continues to be amazing even after playing it for so long. This last viewpoint down here. We start on stuff. Yeah, he and I played, and we've been playing on the Asian server more often. We find that the competition is less salty and just better overall in the Asian server. And so, even though he lives in America, he and I tend to play on there. And I don't even know what our win streak was, but we were going off, and it was just it was unranked, so I mean there's not too much that we can say for our ability, but yeah, we had a good time.
Dirty thief! I'll have your hand for that. Thief! You are filth!
Yeah, played some Overwatch, and then I went back to watching a little bit of, or I finished the first season of East Los High, and glad that the main part of that story had been resolved in the way that it was. It's a good show. I have enjoyed watching it. So.
The English king and his infidel army. They leave horrors in their wake. Saladin rides to meet him, that
Is
these
this it?
barbarous acts might be avenged.
This
Pray
thing.
that God, glorious and exalted in He, find favor with us, that He may grant us victory.
Yeah, East Los High ended up being really good at the end. I mean, it was good the whole time. Very soap opera-y, telenovela-y even. So, yeah, I watched a couple hours of that, and that was good. And we got so full on the ramen that we didn't even have dinner tonight, so... Yeah, thought I'd throw down on some Assassin's Creed for a couple hours. Try to see how far we can get into this. I'd like to get at least a couple of assassinations done. So first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in here and do some of these blinking missions, which are the investigations, and then once it pops that I can kill the dude, then I'll go and try to get all of the flags in this area. So let's see. So these informer missions usually aren't fun because you have to go and get the stupid flags. So let's see. I think this 33. I'll just grab this while I'm here. Stairs and a ladder. Yeah. Why don't I do that? Oh, there he is.
Still need help from me. I'm not convinced I could be of any help. I have not been in town for a while. Well, not since Majduddin put a bounty on my head. 3 of his men are after me. Perhaps your blade could help. Get rid of them, and I'll search my memory for something worth your while.
So I'm gonna kill 3 dudes?
Stopping him. He will march on Jerusalem. Force him! Force the Christian king!
Reason for this nonsense?
Okay. That wasn't hard at all.
Alright, where are you?
Maybe I'll do the one that's farther away. Since these guys are gonna be on me pretty soon. This guy on top of the building. Yeah, it's him up there.
I think I've seen everything now.
He's going to hurt himself.
Oh, don't worry about me hurting myself. I'm a professional.
Watch carefully those around you, those you think you know so well. For none of us is above temptation. Should they act contrary to the law, no matter how minor it seems, they must be reported.
I wonder if you
Okay.
can save by someone.
And the last one.
Nothing more insidious than one who turns his back on the law. What the doing? Why would we do that?
I'm just chilling over here on this bench, man. Don't worry about me.
Now I'm starting to understand why they call you the One. What could I tell you that would be of
Because
any
I'm
help?
Neo, that's why.
Oh yes. Majduddin enjoys lecturing his prisoners before executing them. While doing so, he turns his back to the crowd. I'm sure it is the perfect moment to strike. Does that help? Now I must go hide for a while.
It'll help me get well now. Okay. Let's get this other lonely,
Show yourself!
lonely flag over here. Okay. So that's that. It looks like we also have 3 Templars that we can kill here.
Come no further.
This guy wants to kill me.
Look, what is he doing?
Okay, so what else do I want to do? Interrogation, informer. Let's do an interrogation. And he's right next to one of the other ones.
Nothing more insidious than one who turns his back on the law. For the law was given to us by God. Glorious and exalted is he. To defy it is to disrespect him. And there is no greater evil than this. Majduddin understands. He works to cast out the wicked among us, that we may live righteous
There it is.
lives.
Okay.
Watch carefully those around you. Those you think you know so well. For none of us is above temptation. Should they act contrary to the law, no matter how minor it seems, they must be reported. A small crime today leads to larger ones tomorrow. Majduddin will help. Only come forward so that he might know their names. There is nothing more insidious than one who turns his back on the law. For the law was given to us by God. Glorious and exalted is he.
Okay.
Defy it is to disrespect him. And there is no greater evil than this. Majduddin understands. He works to cast out the wicked among us, that we may live righteous lives. There is no harm in naming them. Those among you who defy the law. We are nothing without our faith, without its rules and its direction. To defy it is to defy the one who leads us. Such behavior cannot be allowed.
Okay, man. Yeah. Great.
Leave now, or I'll make you. I will.
Where's this guy going, man? Seems to be just walking forever. You usually just go and find like a nice little hidey hole that you can beat the shit out of him in. Why do they always fucking come at me? Get the fuck off.
How dare you! Pay dearly for that! Enough! I still breathe, so you must desire more than just my life. What is it?
You know Majduddin well?
Better than most.
He seems a bit too righteous. Is the law really so important to him?
What do you think?
I think he hides something, and I think you'll tell me what it is.
It's a veil. All of it. Men like me, we are meant to scare them. fill the people with fear. The ones he kills, not criminals, but dangerous all the same.
Dangerous to who?
His plans, their plans. Yes, he speaks of others. Those he works with, works for, perhaps. I am uncertain. They need the city, though. Controlling it is important to them.
Why?
You'll have to ask him yourself. Attend one of his executions. It's when he's most talkative, addressing the crowd, hands covered in blood.
Then we are done.
Okay. Okay, so... How do we do this pickpocket?
ارحل انتهى الامر.
Alright. Sometimes I fucking hate CAPTCHA. I mean, not sometimes. I hate CAPTCHA all the time. Stupid internet. You have to, like, say which of the things are whatever, so you don't, so you're not a bot. I don't know. I can't really. Sorry, I need to add the free or the PS Plus games to my account so I don't miss out on them. I just remembered to do that. The games are actually really good this time around. Oh, that one's PS3 only? That sucks. And the last one. Confirm. Add to cart. Okay, good to go. Hey. Yeah, so I just noticed that I needed to do that today. Today is the very last day I'm able to
Make room.
Did you see the order? He wants us to repair a stage for another execution. Today.
It's the one at the western edge of Solomon's Temple. I was on my way just now.
So much death.
Worried that our true leader might return and bring a measure of justice to this city.
Yes, and not this mockery Majd-Duddin parades before us.
How? How does something like this happen?
Everyone appointed in Salah ad-Din's stead is met with an untimely end. And now, the position falls to him. He, who was once nothing more than the Emir's scribe.
How convenient. It would not surprise me to learn he was behind these accidents.
Shh! If the guards hear us, we'll be taken for treason. Executed on the very platform we have to repair. Come, let us return to work.
What is it?
Move!
Shit.
Turn back now!
This guy gonna just go in a fucking circle the entire time? Oh, what a pain in the ass. Yeah, so the news came out this week that Netflix is canceling Daredevil, which, in my opinion and my wife's opinion, really sucks. I mean, everybody in the world can tell me the same thing, that it's because Disney is starting their own streaming service. And it's true, but it doesn't make it any less sucky that I'm going to be missing out on a really great show just because of that. Okay, so we're good to go on the assassination, so I really don't feel like dealing with this. I'm just hiding here for a minute. Yeah, so it sucks that the show got canceled. You know, I thought season 3 was really great. Season 2 was fantastic. The entire series was great. You know, it built up really well. All the people that they got to play in it were fantastic. Vincent D'Onofrio was just killer, man. Like, he's one of those villains that you just want to strangle yourself. But you know, for whatever reason, they're not bringing it back. So yeah, it sucks. All right, so for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just travel around and get all of the banners in this area, which could lead to a pretty boring stream, but it's what I'm gonna do. Let's see. Where's that? 25? So that's 25. So yeah, I'm using a guide on Assassin's Creed-maps.com. These maps are, yeah, insanely good. So, did I already get that 32? Yeah, I did. So I need 30. Which is just a little bit up from it. There you go. So, yeah, it sucks about Daredevil though. I hope that those guys can get everything. I hope Disney can line up everything so they can get the same people doing the same show. I doubt that's probably gonna happen, but it would be difficult.
You're hurting me.
Thief! You are filth!
I was saying to one of my friends, like, it seems to me, even though Disney owns the show, they own the character, they own everything, but it seems to me that Netflix has got to have a stick in the fight, and so, you know, I would think that some of the idea for that show has to belong to Netflix. I'm not really sure which part of it I would say, but I would just think, like, it was created by Netflix, and even though the characters are Disney's, it seems like the actors and the script that they put together didn't belong to Disney, but like I said, who knows? I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. I don't follow
Leave this place.
show making.
Leave, peasant, or I make you.
I wouldn't know who owns what, that kind of thing. On the roof in plain sight.
You shouldn't be here. Be gone.
Oh, there it is.
You dare steal in my presence? That will cost you your life!
Okay, so that one's done. 29. Let's see. Down around here. And there will be a Templar to kill as well, so get that out of the way.
Why are you doing this to me? I've done nothing wrong.
You dare steal in my presence? That will cost you your
The other thing that happened this week that's of interest was the PlayStation Classic was
He's going to hurt himself.
God damn you!
Released, and so that means that I watched a stream of Giant Bomb playing through
I'd leave if I were
the games in the PlayStation Classic. So, it was good. I think the news sites were a little more up in arms than they really needed to be about the whole 50 hertz thing. I thought the games looked good. They looked high def, so I don't think there's really anything that needs to be worried about when it comes to that.
It's forbidden to use me.
He's on a roof type thing like this. Let's see. Yeah, he's got a But yeah, the games looked really good. Like everybody, I'm not 100% happy with the choices they made with the games. But, I mean, I think everybody could bitch about what games they chose. Everybody's got their favorites. Yeah, that was a good kill. It always sucks when you have to get in a sword fight with those Templars. So, where am I at? I'm in Jerusalem. Poor. And, let's see. I killed the one near 29. Okay. So, yeah. Let's see exactly. So let's check out the game list exactly. Refresh my memory. Yeah, IGN should be. Okay. So, yeah, Battle Arena to Toshinden. That's a good game. Yeah, I think it's very reminiscent of the PlayStation launch. I think there's probably a lot of people that have some affinity to that game. I've played it. It's an alright game. Cool Borders 2. Definitely take 2 over the first game. But yeah, that's a good game as well. I had that game, or have that game, and played the shit out of it. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good choice. Next game is Destruction Derby, another early, maybe launch game that came out with the system. Yeah, I think a lot of people like that game as well, and it is very much a game that people would associate with the launch of that system and the PlayStation, the original PlayStation itself. I played that game, I'd say probably a handful of times, and I'm sure if I had a PlayStation at launch and played it with friends, then yeah, I would probably really enjoy that game, but I didn't, so yeah, I don't really have that much affinity for that game, so that's definitely one of the ones that I would have chosen something else. Final Fantasy VII, it's crucial for them to get that game. I think, yeah, that game, more than any other game that was on that system, was what the PlayStation was all about. Yeah, that was a perfect game to get for that. I don't think anybody would want to replace that game. Grand Theft Auto is a weird one because the first game outside of Europe wasn't really the hugest thing in the world. I had that game, have that game, and it's a really hard game, and it's very different than what the PlayStation 2 game became. So yeah, it's a weird thing to put on there for the American PlayStation Classic. Now, if we're talking about the European PlayStation Classic, yeah, that's a game that should definitely be on there. More than almost any other game, I would think. Which one was that? 27? Yeah, that was 27.
There will be no stopping him.
So yeah, yeah, I don't know about that one. That one's a little strange for me, but I don't think that there was a separate PlayStation Classic in Europe. I think American PlayStation Classic and Europe PlayStation Classic are the same. So yeah, it makes sense that that game is there then. Let's see, 24. Let's see. I'm trying to do too many things at once, I think. Okay, there's 24. Next game in the list is Intelligent Cube. Fantastic game. When I was working at Blockbuster, I rented that game, and it was one of the games on... I can't remember, there was a PlayStation demo disc. It might have been the one that came with the system. But yeah, Intelligent Cube was on it, and yeah, I fell in love with that game. I never bought it, but it's still a really great game that I definitely associate with the PlayStation. It was one of the first non-Tetris-y puzzle games that I ever played. Oh shit. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. Now that I'm actually like kind of thinking about it, it's quite a bit like Catherine, the Xbox 360 PlayStation 4 game, or Xbox 360 PlayStation 3 game that came out a few years ago. So yeah, that's actually interesting. And both Japanese games. I think Intelligent Cube is a Japanese game. Let's check it out. Intelligent Cube. Let's see. Who's the developer on this? Wow, I'm on IGN, and Jazz Rignall is the reviewer of this. Yeah, not sure. Actually, I'm gonna go through and read all these reviews later. That's interesting. Let's see. Okay, what's the next game in the list? Jumping Flash. Yeah, that definitely has to come out with this system. I never played Jumping Flash at the time. I don't even think we had it at my Blockbuster. So I never really got a chance to ever play that game. But I bought it when I first moved to Japan. It was one of the Japanese games that I bought, thinking that it would be easy enough to figure out even when I didn't know that much Japanese, and it was. So yeah, I had a hell of a time playing through it on my Japanese PlayStation 2 that I bought. And I bought Jumping Flash 2, which is an even better game, I think, than the first one. So yeah, there's that.
My family could you spare us some coin? No. I have nothing.
But yeah, the Jumping Flash is also another game that I think is something that would have to be on.
Run back now.
Okay. 22. Got it. 19. 18. Got it. Need 21.
We must push back.
Yeah, Jumping Flash. Yeah, perfect game for the system. Next one is Metal Gear Solid, another huge get for this classic system. Yeah, there's not, besides that and Final Fantasy VII, I don't think there's any game that's more quintessential original PlayStation.
And must be made to pay. Everywhere they arrive,
So, yeah.
they leave only suffering
Good get,
in their wake.
good third-party get. PlayStation didn't really have that many first-party games, so it's understandable that the third-party games are going to be
We must resist.
the key games to get.
Fight them in any way we can.
This is weird.
Look, what is he doing?
Odd. Why would he do that?
Because I'm trying to get these banners.
Families sitting down.
That's why I would do that.
Therapy flame.
Let's see, next game on the list after I choose this is Mr. Driller. That's another one that I don't really agree with. Mr. Driller was a great game, and
Everywhere.
I played a lot of Mr. Driller, but when I played Mr. Driller, I played it on
Strong. Strong like Salahadin. And take up arms against our enemies in whatever way you can.
Game Boy.
Be wary,
So
friends.
for me, Mr. Driller is a Game Boy game.
Waiting. He tempts us always. Be strong. Strong like Salahadin. And take up arms against our enemies in whatever way you can.
But I mean, yeah, a puzzle game in this day and age definitely holds up. You wouldn't be able to put another 3D action game on there. So yeah. Where am I going next? 18. 18. So yeah, not bad. Next game is I just lost it. Oddworld: Abe's Odyssey. I never finished that game. Could never finish it. I have tried to play through it multiple times and have never been able to get very far in that game. I understand that it's a great game, and I understand that a lot of people enjoy it, but for me, I could never enjoy it because I could never get that far. And I think part of it is because I'm such a completionist that playing that game was kind of stressful for me. Because I wanted to save all the Mudokons or whatever the hell they're called. So, next game on the list is Rayman. Yeah, I don't think you could put that system out without having Rayman on there. Especially as a launch or launch window game. That game is yeah, perfectly PlayStation. So let's see. Next game, Resident Evil Director's Cut. If we're talking about Resident Evils, I think that Resident Evil 2 would be more synonymous. I mean, Resident Evil 1 was good, and it's what started everything, but I just think Resident Evil 2 is a better game. And when I think Resident Evil 2, I think PlayStation. The thing with Resident Evil 1 is that it came out on Dreamcast as well as PlayStation, and so I think there's a bit of split lineage there. I don't think it really matters because I would assume that in America at least most most of the people that played that game probably were playing it on PlayStation and not Saturn. So, yeah, I don't think there's really too much to worry about. But, yeah, I just think the second one is so much better than that one. So, and I played through the second one. I recently played through, I would say, probably 90% of that first game. But there was a certain point where I just couldn't get over a certain hump. So, yeah. Let's see. Wooden overhang. Where's this wooden overhang? Is that? Yeah, there it is. When I was watching the PlayStation Classic stream that Giant Bomb did, Jeff mentioned that the game is much more like Alone in the Dark, and having somewhat recently played through Alone in the Dark, I can completely agree with that. Yeah, there's just something about that second game that, for me, is almost perfect. And I don't really even like the Resident Evil series, for the most part. I never became one of those people that was like a fan that ended up playing through everything. Actually, the first two games are the only ones that I've ever beat. So.
God has forsaken you. Don't hurt me, please. You think your God cares what happens to you? Please, I've done nothing wrong. Why are
So
you
it's 11,
children of God?
10.
God favors us all.
That's as far as it goes down. Okay.
Don't hurt me, please. Help!
Okay.
I need help.
Let's see. 9 is here. What's the next game? Revelations Persona. I think that's just because Persona is popular now. Nobody played through those games.
Your life ends now.
So, yeah. I don't think that there's much nostalgia in the United States for those games. Okay. Yeah. Ridge Racer Type 4. You needed to have a Ridge Racer on the system. I think that when you think original PlayStation, you think Ridge Racer. The thing is that you also think Gran Turismo, but there's no Gran Turismo game on there, which is insane, in my opinion. But Type 4 is a great game. I bought the Japanese version that came with the JogCon. There's a JogCon and there's a NegCon, and I have both of them, but I think the JogCon is the one that came with Ridge Racer 4, and yeah, that's a great game. So this is 9.
your hand for that! You are
But yeah, I think that not having Gran Turismo is just utterly insane in my opinion. I have no idea how. And the thing is like Gran Turismo, it's not, is it first party? I don't know if it's first party or second party, but it's synonymous with PlayStation. So I don't know if it was like a music thing. I mean at least the first at least the first one didn't have any much music that I can remember. So 7.
Please, sir, if you have any money, a few coins. All I ask is for a few coins. My family is shutting down. Would you spare a few coins?
So the one that's like right next to it? What, I mean...
against our enemies in whatever way you can.
I don't really know where this other one is going to be.
Christian king and his army of infidels. They go against the will of God and must be made to pay. Everywhere they arrive,
There it is.
they leave only suffering in their wake. They say it is a crusade. A crusade for what? Ignorance,
Okay,
violence,
so we got that one too. Okay. So now we need 5. So yeah, that's the racing game. Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. Great game. I didn't really ever get super into the game. The first time I played the game, once again, we had it at Blockbuster, but somebody stole it. So we had the box, but we just never had the actual disc. But the first time I played the game was the remake that came out for what is it? Xbox. I just choose this. So yeah, but I can see how that is a game that many people would want on that system. I'm sure that there were many people that put a lot of freaking hours into that game. So, Dozo, enjoy it.
Let go of me! I've done nothing wrong! Why are you doing this?
Let's see, 4.
What have I done?
You dare steal in my presence?
Next one is Siphon Filter. This is a weird one because, like, I played Siphon Filter, I beat Siphon Filter, I played Siphon Filter 2. I think, I don't know what, sales must have been good, or I don't know what Sony thinks about this game, but they, multiple times have tried to position Siphon Filter as a quintessential game for the PlayStation, and I agree that it was on the PlayStation, and it must have been popular because they put out what, 4 of those games, 3 of those games, I think. Well, there was 3 on the PlayStation 1, I know for sure. I think they even tried to make one for PlayStation 2, maybe. But they were just like the retarded brother of Metal Gear. They weren't good. So yeah, I don't really know why they have this hard on for Siphon Filter. Probably just because they own it, I'm guessing. But yeah, that's another one that I definitely would have chosen something else. So Just got a couple more of these flags here to get. The next one looks like Tekken 3 is the next game. Tekken. Yeah, you would want to have a Tekken on the system. I think that's a great add to the game. I don't know enough about the Tekken series to know which is the best, but I would think that if they chose 3, then 3 is probably the one that the most people bought, or it's just known in the community as being the most well put together of the games. So, and here's the last flag. So I'm gonna hide in here for a little bit since we got all that done. Let's talk about these last couple of games. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six. Yeah, the guys at Giant Bomb mentioned this, and I completely agree with them, is that these original Rainbow Six games weren't that great, and I think the only reason that they included it on this, maybe they had to get maybe they had to do a deal with Ubisoft to get Rayman, and so Ubisoft's ultimatum was, hey, you gotta put Rainbow Six on there because people love this Rainbow Six Siege, but people didn't love that Rainbow Six on PlayStation 1, so and I played it mainly on Dreamcast. I never even played it on PlayStation 1, so and it's just not that great of a game in general. The next one is Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal is another one that I agree with them putting on there. It's a good game, but I would have chosen Twisted Metal 2 myself. And then the last one is Wild Arms. I think it's good that this system has 2 RPGs. I think that will ensure that people have their butts in seats and are playing the console for a good amount of time. Wild Arms, from what I've heard, is a good game, so yeah, it's a good addition, I think. But Wild Arms is also one of those games that I don't really hear people ever say, like, man, Wild Arms was my shit back in the day. I played thousands of hours of Wild Arms or something like that. Like, people just don't say that. At least people that I know have never said that. So I don't know how popular Wild Arms is and was. I know that they made quite a few of the games, but in terms of Japanese RPGs, like, I don't think you really have to sell that many for them to want to make more. This is like the inside of the Assassin's Bureau.
They leave horrors in their wake. Saladin rides to meet him. That these barbarous
I think it is. I think that's like where I go in. That's pretty cool. So yeah, finally we're ready to do this assassination. I think I'm gonna pause the stream for a little bit. I need a little bit of a break. So yeah, bear with me. Let's try this. Okay, so yeah, I'll be back in just a little bit. So yeah, if the stream goes down, yeah, actually the stream won't go down. I'm just gonna leave everything the way it is, and then I'll just edit out this pause when I post the copy to YouTube. But it doesn't really matter. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes. Bye. Okay, I'm back. Alright, let's get this assassination done.
What news, novice?
I am not a novice.
A man's skill is defined by his actions, not the markings on his robe.
We can trade barbs or do Al-Muallim's work. It's your decision.
Then be out with it.
Jerusalem's regent Majd-ud-Din is holding a public execution not far from here. It's sure to be well guarded, but it's nothing I can't handle. I know what to do.
And that is why you remain a novice in my eyes. You cannot know anything, only suspect. You must expect to be wrong, to have overlooked something. Anticipate, Altair. How many times must I remind you of this?
As you wish. Are we done?
Not quite. There is one more thing. One of the men to be executed is a brother. One of us. Al-Mulim wishes for him to be saved. Do not worry about the actual rescue. My men will take care of that. But you must ensure Majd-ud-Din does not take his life.
I won't give him the chance.
So I hope.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Okay. So, first of all, first thing I forgot to do was I need to get the last, there's two more Templars, and I think I already killed one of them. So, if I did, then I only have one more Templar in the poor area of Jerusalem. So, I want to get that done. If possible. But yeah, I gotta go kill this dude.
Die, thief! Die, thief! You dare steal in my presence? That will cost you your life!
That's the dude I gotta kill.
Thief! You are filth! That will cost you your life!
Why are you doing this? What have I done?
Die, thief! You dare steal in my presence? That will cost you your life!
Nice. Okay, killed him easily. And that was... where am I? That was near 9, we'll say. So if I did kill this guy...
Where are you? I know you're here somewhere! I have your hand for that! Where is the one responsible? I stand before you.
Okay. Let's see. So we talked about the PlayStation Classic. That's good. Let's see. What else has been going on? Yeah, Netflix canceling of Daredevil, which kind of sucks. Let's see. Let's open that in a new tab. Looks like Dragon Age is coming soon. Pokemon Go. No, check out Pokemon What's that new Pokemon game? Let's Go. Yeah, Let's Go Pokemon. I want to learn more about that. Should I start playing Pokemon Go again? I never really put that much time into it, so I know that I would be way behind everybody.
City is ours, has always been ours.
So but yeah, some of my students were asking me about Pokemon Let's Go, so I'm guessing that they're probably super into it. Right. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not sure about the Pokemon Go Let's Go thing, so I'll have to try and find some more information out about that, but might be something to get into, especially for how much mobile games I've been playing. I don't know. People get so geeked about fucking Pokemon Go, even here. Like, I can't tell you how many people I see on trains that are just waiting for trains, just trying to get them some Pokemon. So yeah, I gotta decide if I want to be one of those people or if I just want to keep playing the games that I'm playing, like Dragalia Lost. I actually enjoy Dragalia Lost, you know. I don't know how much I would enjoy playing Pokemon Go. Nah, that was dumb.
I beg of you, just a few coins, please.
Yeah, this dude got spooked out last time I went over there, so let's try and go up on the building.
Damn fool must be out of his mind.
Nice. Okay. So I didn't get all of the Templars, but now I did. Okay. So now I can go assassinate this dude. Yeah. Legendary edition. Okay. Let's see. Where do I put my name? Or put the info down? This one. Okay. So, yeah. Year 24. Okay. So, what else? Let's see what else. What else there is to talk about in video game news. Red Dead, still want to play the shit out of Red Dead, but no money. still want to play Destiny, but no time and no weed. Destiny's a game that, yeah, I really want to play while I'm smoking. Oh, shit.
Need something?
Oh, shit. Yeah, everybody's after me, guys. What are you guys just standing there for? You guys are gonna get in trouble.
You will not get away from me!
Okay, nice. Yeah, the other thing that I would kind of want to talk about is Artifact. Artifact was just released, and yeah, Artifact looks pretty good.
You have no business here.
I have some problems with the model that they ended up coming up with for that game, but
Leave now.
yeah, I won't be buying that game until they get the model figured out.
You've something to say?
I need to get down there.
Could you spare a few coins? No, please don't leave. Just a few coins, please.
But yeah, I watched a couple of things on Artifact this week, and yeah, I think Artifact would be something that I would be into, but they need to figure out a way for people who don't want to pay to get into that game. You know, people are already paying $20 for the game, and Valve's model is that they want to have you pay to open up all other cards as well, which I don't really agree with. Okay, so here comes the
Silence! I demand silence! People of Jerusalem, hear me well. I stand here today to deliver a warning. There are malcontents among you.
Is this wall back here? Is this like a famous wall? Is this the Wailing Wall? Like, I don't...
to lead you astray.
It's kind of a weird...
Is this what you desire?
What is this wall back here? Is this like the Wailing Wall? I'm not really sure. It's kind of a weird structure.
Then you wish to take action? Your devotion pleases me. This evil must be purged. Only then can we hope to be redeemed.
This is not justice!
You've no right to do that! Who do you take us?
And all of you stand idle, complicit in this crime.
God curse you all! See how the evil of one man spreads to corrupt others? They sought to instill fear and doubt within you, but I will keep you safe. Here now are four filled with sin. The harlot, the thief, the gambler, the heretic. Let God's judgment be brought down upon them all! Temptress! Succubus! Whore! He goes by many names.
There you go. Dead.
Your work here is finished.
Easy peasy.
No! It had only just begun!
Tell me, what's your part in all of this? Do you intend to defend yourself as the others have and explain away your evil deeds?
The Brotherhood wanted the city. I wanted power. There was an opportunity.
An opportunity to murder innocents.
Not so innocent. Dissident voices cut deep as steel. They disrupt order. In this, I do agree with the Brotherhood.
You'd kill people simply for believing differently than you.
Of course not. I killed them because I could. Because it was fun. Do you know what it feels like to determine another man's fate? And did you see the way the people cheered? The way they feared me? I was like a god. You'd have done the same if you could. Such power.
Once perhaps. But then I learned what becomes of those who lift themselves above others.
And what is that?
Here, let me show you.
People get stabbed in the neck.
Infidel! You will die here! Stop him! Your life is now in peril. Down, infidel! You cannot live forever! What are you doing? Move! Out of the way!
You didn't see me. You didn't see me jump in here. All 20 of you that are running around. Alright. So now we just gotta go turn in this.
Pay for your sins! No mistake!
Okay. Hey man, I'm not here. Okay. Well, let's see what this dude has to say.
Jerusalem needs a new ruler.
So I have heard.
What's this? No words of wisdom for me? Surely I have failed in some spectacular fashion.
You performed as an assassin should. No more, no less. That you expect praise for merely doing as told, however, troubles me.
It seems everything I do troubles you.
Reflect on that. But do so on your way back to Masyaf. Your work here is done.
Fast forwarding memory to a more recent one.
We must resist. We must push back. The fires of war consume the land, and thousands of lives are...
Okay, let's travel. So I'm reading some news right here. I
Remember
guess
to reach out for ledges should you fall while climbing.
Rocksteady Games has announced that they won't be making an announcement at the Game Awards with Jeff Keighley. They said they're working on something, but they're saying it's not a Superman game, which has been rumored for a while.
Speak with me a moment.
As you wish.
Word has reached me of your success. You've my gratitude and that of the realm. Freeing these cities from their corrupt leaders will no doubt promote the cause of peace.
Can you really be so sure?
I love how cinematic this game is. It's crazy that this game came out
in their people.
over 10
As
years
you
ago.
cleanse the cities of corruption, you heal the hearts and minds of those who live within.
Our enemies would disagree.
What do you mean?
Each man I've slain has confessed strange words to me. They are without regret. Even in death they seem confident of their success. Though they do not admit it directly, there is a tie that binds them. I'm sure of it.
There is a difference, Altair, between what we are told to be true and what we see to be true. Most men do not bother to make the distinction. It is simpler that way. But as an assassin, it is your nature to notice, to question.
Then what is it that connects these men?
But as an
You're
assassin,
standing in front of him.
it is also your duty to still these thoughts and trust in your master. For there can be no true peace without order, and order requires authority.
You speak in circles, Master. You commend me for being aware, then ask me not to be. Which is it?
The question will be answered when you no longer need to ask it.
I assume you called me here for more than just a lecture.
Very well. A rank and weapon are again restored to you. 2 more leaders remain. Go and see to it that their rule is ended.
So, regain balance and dodge. Ability gains sword expertise damage. Okay. So I got more damage. Not really sure what regain balance and dodge means. I got another pip on my health, which I haven't really been having too much of a problem with recently. So I suppose he'll tell me what my new abilities are.
Altair, it seems my students do not fully understand what it is to wield a blade.
As they always
Perhaps
do.
you could show them what you know.
Press and A to dodge an attack. Fall off with the regular attack.
Perfect. The work of a master. You must be busy. I understand.
Yeah. Okay.
You must be busy. I understand. Such wild swings will give your enemy an opening and send you to an early death. It takes time to draw the blade. Ensure your first attack.
Okay.
Where is he going?
So since I'm done with all of the flags out in the kingdom, there's really no reason for me to travel through the kingdom. I got all the Templars as well. So yeah, basically I can just fast travel between the 3 main cities of this game. So that'll save me some time in playing the game. I'm probably gonna call it here. I'll probably go outside and get set up at whatever the next city is, and then I'll probably end the stream. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty good stream. since this is such an old game and so many people have played it, I think it's important to treat this stream as more of like a podcast, and so that's why I tended to talk a lot about news and video game news and stuff like that, my own personal news and what I've been doing. So, yeah, if anybody enjoys what I'm doing, check out my Facebook page, like the Facebook page, OWR Games. Check out my website, just click around, that always helps financially. YouTube is OWR Games, subscribe to that, that's where I'll be putting the archives of these streams. This will be my third archive, so I'm a little bit behind. But yeah.
Selecting the hidden blade during fight
Yeah,
will
so
allow you
I
to
think
quickly dispatch an enemy if
probably
thrown
gonna
to
do
the
it for
ground.
me. I'll probably do like maybe an hour-long stream sometime this week. This one turned into about a 2-hour stream, which is good for the weekends, but on the weekdays, I just get home a little too late from work, and after eating dinner and stuff like that, yeah, I think it's better to do maybe like a 1-hour stream during the weeks, and not such a longer 2-hour one, but who knows, depending on how things go, how people respond to these streams, then yeah, we'll make changes as that happens. So I'll follow my hoodlum friends here, go inside this town, but yeah, like I said, I think this is probably going to be all for me for right now. Damascus, let me see. What did I do in Damascus? I did poor last time in Damascus, so I'm either going to be doing rich or middle here.
I am at your service.
Yeah, I'll try to get the towers and the flags done for the next stream, and that way, yeah, there won't be so much downtime. But even getting the flags, that downtime means that I can talk more about stuff. This time, while I was getting the flags, I talked a lot about the Sony Classic. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll try to prepare some news and stuff to talk about. Yeah. So, all right, let's call it here, and yeah, join me later on this week. I'll be streaming again, so I'll post something on Facebook. Okay. See you next time. Once again, my name's Paul Smith, and you can follow me on Twitter, SOPachuco13. You can also follow everything else that I just mentioned. So, alright. Bye.